All right, so let's try this again. Okay, you know what? I logged in earlier and my webinar was having issues, so now we're doing good. Boy, live calls are interesting, aren't they? Okay, so today we're talking about stop the belly bloat. The whole month of November, I'm going to stay focused on this because this is where there's a couple things that are going on, and we're going to talk about that, and I'll explain why you need to be here and why, if you make these changes, why it's going to make it a very successful season for you. So we're talking about aches and pains in the stomach that just won't go away. Now, this is important because any aches and pains, any gas, any feeling like you're not absorbing your food, say you're eating healthy, but your energy is increasing, all that stuff is important to think about and important to know that what's working and what's not working. So I'm going to give you some 3 simple steps today that you're going to leave with. But we're going to also talk about something we need to keep our eye on, and it's called seasonal affective disorder, and it's known as SAD. Because what happens is when you become when you go into this new season and there's changes with, the holidays coming and the pressure, even finances, sometimes it's just a big mess because there's sometimes we feel like we need to spend a lot of money. So we're going to really get your head on straight by focusing in on the belly bloat. And I'm going to give you specific reasons why this is going to work. And I'll tell you right now, it has to do with the happy hormone serotonin, and it gets produced all around the belly, and about 95% of that. So we used to think it was produced in the brain, but if you're not absorbing your food, it's actually wrapped around the gut area as you're digesting your food. And so this is vital to keep you away from the seasonal affective disorder and the stress that happens, because the happier you're feeling, the more you're going to be dealing with stress in your personal life. So no matter what it is, it's going to be important for you to be connected. So we're talking about the beauty factor of the belly bloat, but truly we're talking about that you really need this for deeper, more meaningful things, which is the overall picture of being ready to handle the holidays, handle the seasonal change. So if you're ready to learn the techniques I'm about to show you, we're going to talk about avoiding seasonal bloat. This happens because we change foods, because we change the way the light is. We're not seeing as much sun for most of us that are going to be part of this call today. And also, I'm going to get you in deeper about how to deal with seasonal affective disorder. And it's directly linked with your belly bloat, linked with if you're absorbing your food. So I'm going to be giving you 3 tips, as I always do each week, to help you get centered. So I'm going to answer the why. Why should you be here? I'm going to explain some scientific details of what's out there, some stats that's going on. And I'm going to show you some strategies that you can do that you can take with you. They're going to be basic, but that's what life is really connecting with the basic. So we're doing all this because I want you to be looking and feeling amazing. So look great and feel amazing is all about our Tuesday calls. Also, we want to focus on the belly because 95% of serotonin hormone is produced in the gut. So serotonin hormone, that's your happy hormone. That's the hormone that makes you feel great when you are absorbing your food. It's going to make your brain happy. And so when you have belly bloat and your food is not being absorbed the way it should be, this is where you're going to feel depressed, not feel good about yourself. And so this is more meaningful than just belly bloat. And that's why I'm spending the whole month of November and giving you tips and guidance and details and latest research on why you need to be doing this and what the steps are. So it's not just about the beauty factor. Each week you've been meeting up with me. It's been a lot about, how to make life better. So happy gut means that we are happy. So that's why we're focusing on the belly. Depression is associated with late autumn and winter seasonal changes, and that's the SAD, seasonal affective disorder. So many links of how people fall into this sometimes because we spend so much money because we're feeling like we need to spend all that money. But when we have our mindset and we have the serotonin balanced and we have our slender belly, all of that comes together and us feeling better about ourselves, about making the best choices we can for ourselves. It's estimated that 10 million are affected by the seasonal affective disorder. We're going to call it SAD because that's the acronym for it. 10 million are affected. Now, we're just talking about Americans here. I didn't find the stat that gave me a stat for worldwide. I was very interested in this because I think there's so many more people out there that are not diagnosed with it yet, that are not diagnosed yet. Same thing with any chronic thing that happens, but this happens annually. This is when people are feeling the most stress sometimes, and it's based on that. Also, that people are affected by this, you know who they mainly are? Is women. And I mainly work with women. Most of the people that follow me are from the ages of 40 to 70, and they're women that are getting the changes that I'm teaching. Also, it is known that when you feel good about yourself, you will choose the right foods. You'll have more of a centered space in your, we call it your third eye. It's a part of the chakras, a part of your hormone system that helps keep you balanced, helps make you feel like you have control over what's going on. And the more that you realize how much control you have, you realize that you really don't need that much control, because you realize that we don't have a lot of control over our atmosphere. But the first thing is to feel like we have our basic steps taken care of. So today I have you right here helping you and taking care of you on let's balance the gut. So you'll learn the 3 basic steps of digestion. This is important. The more you know about digestion, the more you're going to know about yourself and then what you need to know to be able to absorb your food. So it's all about you today. The 3 strategies to also cleanse the gut. So we're talking about how the process is going to happen so that things don't sit in your body too long. All right, so I wanted to share this quote with you because I think that the more that we go into quotes that get our mindset that you're going to be humbled, that just because we have Google out there, just because we have an information society out there, that's not our answer. The answer is being able to understand that somebody else out there is supporting you through your process, and that somebody else out there is struggling just like you are, which we are all on the same page about that we all have our own issues. I think some people hide their issues, and that's just their way of dealing with life. But we all have stuff going on. So this is a great quote for today. Roll your shoulders back. Let's get focused on today. We'll just take a deep inhale. Push the exhale out. Open up your arms, stretch and reach. Sit tall on your sitting bones. Reach the arms up to the sky and do a meditative exhale. Big exhale. Go through that cycle again. Excellent. Okay. A quick bit about me, not much, because we want to make sure that we get down into this great information. I have quite a few slides, and it's going to get the energy moving and moving and moving. Okay, so I'm an author, and a quote out of here is that with every change you make, try to stretch yourself, but not so much that you get overwhelmed and want to walk away. And that's from my book. This is important because we don't want to stretch yourself too far. I'm going to give you 3 simple steps, but I'm going to give you information that's going to help you. You can go over to my blog at rondaliebig.com/blog, and you can get blogs that talk about food, talk about recipes, talk about mindset. I'm also a professional speaker. Today, you're going to notice that my voice is raspy. I'm still healing. There was a bug going around the house. It's been 5+ years that I have been sick. And so my schedule has been extremely busy and not in a good way. So we can be busy, we can be feeding our soul and feeling great and balanced. But I was doing too many things of one thing in my business that I've made a little shift here and there to really help with that longevity. Also, I've made a morning routine that's really focused on giving back to myself. So please bear with me here as I have a scratchy, and it sounds like a dry voice, but it's a very scratchy voice. Sounds better than it did a couple days ago. All right, so you're going to see in different areas, if you follow me, my new website's being launched pretty soon here. I'm hoping within next week. If you go to my website later on, you're going to see that it specifically says I'm a food expert. If you follow me on social media, you'll see quite a few things, me talking about food and the connection of food. But let's talk about what food expert is, because I want you to know that I got your back here. We're going to be talking about food. Connected with food is digestion and being able to digest the food right. So I want you to know that with my experience that I can help you connect you with food to your wellness plan. My expertise is in understanding the organ systems. One is the liver and the gallbladder. We need the liver. It's our main thinking system of our system. And we also have our kidneys and our bladder. Well, the kidneys and the bladder are a focused system also. So if you're going to the restroom a lot, if you're drinking too much water, but you're still feel like you're thirsty, those are areas of your kidneys and your bladder. So I'm an expert in that area. And in this, when those areas are out of balance, that's where you have emotional blockage. And it goes deeper than what our discussion is going to be today. Maybe I'll have a focus in on what that specifically means, so then you can connect with that. But everything I teach, you'll see that I connect you with different areas based on emotional blockage. Also, it's about declogging the body to have more energy. I find that my clients are heavily stressed because we have a busy lifestyle. And it's hard to disconnect from everything that we're connected to, and it affects our energy. But the food that we choose and the lifestyle that we choose is how we declog our system. Also, I use workouts to quickly lose weight. So workouts is not about calorie in with the food and burning calories in weight loss. It's about finding the right workout for you that will work to declog your liver and your kidney so that your system is calm and balanced. And so that's what a food expert is. So I want you to have a refreshed look in health and what your opportunity is today, because we're going to stay focused in on what is important to you, which is this belly bloat, and making sure that we stay in tune so that you get your 3 giveaways for today, your 3 results that you're looking for. I want you to have a mindset where you're ready to take action. And this is going to be where some people are going to pass it up because some of us don't connect with how we need to invest in on ourselves. Investing on ourselves, is very important. So some people are going to pass this up, but I know that you're here, and I know that you're not going to pass this up because you're here. But remember, there's some people that are going to be around you that may pass it up. There's some people that are going to be around you that are not going to think the same way that you are. So don't worry about it. Accept that you are in this journey and that it's not a lonely journey. There are people out there, people like me, that give out great information that can help support you all along the way. And sometimes our friends are not on board, and it is what it is. So where do we start? And I want you to know that we really need to learn about absorbing stuff in your body. So I want you to know that you already know the answer to this, and you may not be able to answer it right away. But I'm interested in knowing, what is your daily biggest struggle? Is it bloat? Is it fatigue? Is it pain? I have a client that I'm going to share with you that is dealing with a lot of pain. And it's going to be later in the slide, so I want you to stick with me here to get your 3 steps that you're going to do today, plus learn about my client, because she has rheumatoid arthritis and is struggling with that constantly. Struggling with it constantly, because it's just one of those things that if you're not eating right, you're going to have different effects. Her effect is that she has rheumatoid arthritis, and I'll tell you actually what that is as we go along. So let's talk about how you're going to get your results and have your breakthrough and energetically open up your body. So what would you do to do this? I want you to connect with why you're here today. So here's the 3 tips to looking great and feeling amazing. So we stop the belly bloat. So we stop the aches and pains in the stomach that just won't go away. So I always like to say, rid your body of pain. Naturally, we may carry some pain, but I'm telling you, the pain and the aggravation that you're feeling or the belly bloat that you're feeling, there's solutions for that. So let's get into it. So I want you to understand the why. How to treat your gut is directly connected to a good wellness plan, or if you're doing it wrong, a bad wellness plan. So you can be eating excellent, but if your body is not absorbing the food, if you're not abiding by the rules of digestion, you are going to have a wellness plan that's not well thought out. So isn't that crazy? You can be eating great, but if you're not getting the benefits from it, if your immune system is not building up, that is not a good wellness plan. So let's connect with you. And this theme is going to thread all the way through. Another area we're going to talk about is gut health is linked with serotonin. Serotonin. So we're going to talk about digestion. So I'm going to go into an area, and that's going to be our number 2 area that we talk about. Now, I'm going to say this 2 times in the call. Right now, I'm going to tell you that this is the most important area of our discussion today, the most important. It's vital for you to be part of this because this is what's going to give you and step you right into naturally accepting your 3 steps. So in the number 3 area, I'm going to give you 3 action steps that you need to do right now to build a healthy gut, to build a happy life, as we're talking about. So today, it's not just about vanity because we want to look beautiful. We want to fit in that sexy red dress. We want to look gorgeous, but it's about feeling good about ourselves. So I want to tell you right now that you are beautiful and perfect in every way. So if you're feeling like there's something wrong with you because you have something going on, I want you just to take a step back. Let's just kind of step way back from the details here and just suspend ourselves from the details that we know about ourselves and realize that our bodies are trying to heal itself. And that's why we have the bloat. The bloat is actually good because it's an indicator that something is going awry. It's an indicator that your body is trying to surround itself around white blood cells because it's trying to attack something that seems foreign in the body. So you are beautiful and perfect in every way. So today, let's get to solution. Okay, so bad gut health. How you treat your gut is directly connected to a good wellness plan or badness plan. This is your number 1 that we just talked about. I'm going to go through areas here, but I'm going to go in deeper when we get into the digestion. So bad gut health is when you are chewing your food and swallowing before it becomes almost liquid or liquid. If you're eating red meat, it takes a long time to chew it, to break it apart for your body to use the full nutrients of what's going on. When you have a green, strong, leafy green, and you're swallowing it before it becomes liquid in your mouth, then this is not good for your gut. It's only going to get so much out of it. And this is when the whole thing started with us using a blender to break everything apart and just dispel it so then everything could open up naturally. But the issue with that is, that's okay, but the issue with that is we need the saliva wrapped around that food and everything that we're eating. So if you've already made it to liquid because you're making sure you're exploding that out so that you have the nutrients from it, if you swallow really quick and it goes right into your system, it's going to be very difficult on your pancreas. Now, your pancreas does a couple big things. One thing is helping break down the bile, and which is the bile and breaking down the fat in your system. Another thing is issues with your insulin. So when you're drinking cold stuff and you're not swishing it in your mouth and allowing the saliva to start breaking it down, it's going to be hard on your pancreas. So does that make sense? So we're not going to have a solution here by just blending it and then everything's okay. We need to get it in our mouth. We need to get the saliva in there. If it's a whole food, I want you to chew it till it becomes liquid. Take notes right now if you did not know that. It's a very important one. Bad gut health. Do not overeat. If you're an overeater, then don't do it. Don't overeat. It's going to be important that you connect with that today. Remember how we started at the beginning? We said, what would you do to make changes? Overeating means that you're eating and that you feel full and uncomfortable, and you're also burping. Burping means that your body's not digesting the food. So that burping is very important, an indicator that you're not digesting everything. Overeating means, oh my gosh, my belly is so full, it's in so much pain. Don't do it. Bad health gut. Another bad gut health is it slows your metabolism down, and it brings low energy and joint pains. And we're going to thread this through, so I'm not going to go any deeper than that. But this seems pretty logical, but we're going to go in there and we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to go at it in different angles. Bad gut health is also you're not able to absorb your nutrients, so your body becomes depleted. Interesting, huh? Because like I said at the top of the hour, that if you're eating foods that are highly nutritious, but you're still having these issues, your body's going to be depleted if it's not absorbing. So the latter part of this, the stage 3, is where I give you your 3 steps that you need to follow today. Also, SAD happens. Remember we talked about seasonal affective disorder? If your gut is not in order, your serotonin that's 95% within your gut is not going to be produced. You're going to be feeling depleted, and you're not going to be feeling good. So gut health is linked with serotonin. So we're in the second stage here. Let's learn about your digestion. Before we go in there, I want to tell you, if you missed last week's call, I want you to go in and listen to it once you're done today or by the time this week is over, because I talked about gluten. Not everybody understands why gluten is bad and why most of us are having problems with it. We don't even know it. And I tackled that with the digestion process that we're going through this whole month. Go back in and listen to last week's call. So as far as I can go into that, because it was a whole hour discussion about that. Also, are your vegetables being absorbed? So let's go into digestion. This is the most important part of the discussion today. So I told you I was going to bring it up again. So stick with me here, because this is going to give you details on why you need to have this. If you don't follow these steps today, you are going to find that your belly is going to keep bloating, that your body is going to become more sensitive, that your body is going to become more depleted. So following these rules is going to start your healing process, your wellness plan even deeper. It's going to allow you to step into there. So if you learn these techniques, you will avoid the extra pains that happen with different areas of autoimmune disease, different areas of your gut not absorbing the foods that it needs to. So let me give you an interesting fact. This general rule applies that when you're doing bad digestion, that you're not going to have a good wellness plan. Going back into that, it's going to be called a bad wellness plan. So when you have bad digestion, I'm going to give you specific areas of what's going to happen. You're going to have thyroid disease. Now, if you have never had thyroid disease, if you feel sluggish and your doctor's never diagnosed you with it, but you have losing hair that's in your scalp, and you notice that your skin isn't as firm as it should be or as firm as others, if you notice that your belly bloats easy, bad digestion is linked with thyroid disease. Ask your doctor if this is important to you, Google it, whatever, but I'm going to give you the information right here. A little technical, but when you have your food and you're absorbing it, your hormone gets produced, and it's called TSH4. It naturally gets produced. Now, it cannot translate into TSH3. It doesn't matter if you are trying to remember these names, don't worry about the names. But if you have bad digestion, it's not going to transition into TSH3, and TSH3 is what goes into every cell of our body and gives us the energy we need. That heals our skin so that we have more strong skin, so we're not saggy. That gives us the energy that we need and the mindset that we need to have a healthy lifestyle. So thyroid disease is connected with that, something new. That's actually just recently been brought up. Also, autoimmune disease. So autoimmune disease is rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, psoriasis. And the story goes on and on. So if you think about it, digestion is linked with everything. Digestion is linked with bad circulation. So we're going to the beginning of this by learning digestion steps. We're going to go in and we're going to get the solution to the first steps into your wellness plan. And here we go. Let's talk about digestion. Okay, roll your shoulders back. I hope you got some good details already. I want you to be taking notes. I want you to be thinking about your personal life and taking action, writing notes. Now, usually when I'm in calls like this, I will take notes about myself and ahas that I'm having so I can keep focused on what I'm learning and how I'm going to be making changes. So the first part is breathe. Breathing is where your brain starts the process of digestion. We have over 60 hormones that we need to fully go through our process for digesting. Breathing is the first process to start releasing the saliva into the mouth. Breathe. The brain says, oh my gosh, food is coming. So you relax and you allow your process to happen. Take some breaths, focus in on what you're talking about. I know I do have some people that are very spiritual. So if you're spiritual and you pray and all that, that's the perfect time to do some pray, appreciate your food. If you're more into the spiritual holistic side, it's being in tune with your system, feeling how relaxed your body is through the process of breathing so you can focus on your first step. There you go. So this is the most important part of the discussion today. You see how I have it in red? I've already brought it up 3 times just to help you keep thinking. Okay, so let's think about this. There has to be alignment. So I just talked about how you need to breathe to keep yourself in alignment. So that is your hormone system. But with that breathing also aligns you with your nervous system. Your nervous system wrapped all through the vertebrae, and it sits right there, ready to be stressed or ready to be connected. Also the alignment with your cardiovascular system. That circulation is important. So once you're eating, that food that you're eating has to be circulated through the body, and that's through the organs. And also your excretion system has to be working properly. So we have a whole month here, November, of focused in these areas to help us get the digestion right. So November and December, we're feeling awesome. We're not going to have the belly bloat. Let's work on the alignment, but this is just a view of what we're talking about today and for the month of November. Now, it's a complicated system, but today is your beginning. So think of it that way. Don't get overwhelmed because I know you want to fix things right away. We're used to just, I want a solution right away. Let's think of this as your first step. Immune system is 70% wrapped around your gut, and we need the brain to be in alignment, and that's where we started right at the beginning with the brain and the breathing. Letting the excretion happen with the saliva glands. Now, once the food is in your mouth, your mindset is maybe not to talk too much, maybe not talk at all. I know we have times when with our friends, and so let that be. We have our one-offs. But once that food gets in there, your main focus is digesting that food to what the mouth is supposed to be doing. That's why good mouth and teeth and gums are important. So you want your mouth to chew until it becomes liquid. Now, if this is a big change for you, I want you to think about how you are eating right now, and I want you to do the steps to start thinking about what your mouth is supposed to be doing through the process. And it's going to connect with the steps I'm going to give you at the latter part of this. Also, your stomach. Your stomach has to be relaxed and ready to go. So your emotions, you have to have your emotions in alignment. There's so many ways we can go with this and how to align your emotions. But just for today and what you know about yourself, make sure your emotions are in alignment the best we can. We know that we have things that go on in our life, and so we're going to have those one-offs that are extreme. But don't let every day be chaos. So let's talk about that. Your absorption, we need to absorb everything that's coming in. Liquid, carbohydrates, protein, fat. Now, how are we going to get all of that to absorb and do it in the right way? So again, there needs to be alignment. We're going to step into section 3 in just a moment, but let me introduce you to Estelle. Okay, so Estelle is a client that I've had for quite a long time. You can see that I speak with her through Skype because that's how we connect. She lives out in Utah. And so she's dealing with rheumatoid arthritis. She goes through stages where rheumatoid arthritis just expels her, tears her body apart. She does not feel good, and she's not in alignment with her health. And this is when it gets the best of her. So we have a plan for her, and her plan has been to start her day in a specific way. So having a routine, staying away from gluten, focused on what she's eating, holding stuff in her hand and looking at it so that she can see that's vibrant, that there's lots of good energy in the food. She's also focused in on gratitude. She has a very stressful life. And when you are not focused on gratitude, that can gulp you up and you can get lost in this wonderful world because there's so much stress out there. So we also like her to kind of unplug herself from the whole world and events that are happening for the day and just meditate. So through that process, she's been able to get more control over rheumatoid arthritis. So earlier, I was talking rheumatoid arthritis is a disease that's related with your body attacking itself. Any arthritis is that. And it's just a sign that your alignment is not there for you. And so she's one of the clients that I haven't had to really align her with her holistic journey because she was raised that way. But if you haven't been raised that way or you haven't read enough to understand all this, it's important for you to know that Estelle felt very in line with, with natural holistic stuff, and she still battles this stuff. So it doesn't matter about the information, it's about connecting with your stressors and how you're going to fix it. So let's go into your 3 action steps. But what I want you to do is I want you to kind of roll your shoulders back and forth, kind of shimmy your shoulders, take a couple breaths, because you've learned so much information at this point. Hopefully you've already written down some notes. And now we're building it right here because we're going to have a healthy gut and we're going to have a happy life. Today is the first day that we're going to step off into deep bloat in the belly and being concentrated on being able to balance the stomach. Okay, so here we go. How we're going to break down our liquid correctly is that we don't need to break it down, but what we need to do is make sure we have enough in there. So our body is about 2/3 of water, and when it is depleted, there is nothing positive about your mindset. Your mind gets weary, your mind gets insecure, your mind feels fear and trepidation easier. So knowing that, I want you to connect with how important it is to add your water. If you're drinking anything that's a diuretic, like a tea with caffeine, with coffee, caffeine, with a soda, which is something that happens for us, some of us do soda, I want you to add another extra glass of water in your day if you're doing that. For coffee, I'd like you to add 2 extra glasses of water, because as soon as you drink your coffee, that's a diuretic. And also what coffee does is it expels everything through your system quickly. Now that's not a good thing. Some people believe it is if you're feeling like you're stuck physically with bunched up in your body and you're having a hard time with bowel movements. But I'll tell you right now, if you're drinking coffee and you think that it's good, that it's expelling things through your body, I want you to be fully connected with your wellness plan here. That liquid, it is not good when you're drinking coffee and it's giving you a detox every day and it's taking away all the good, healthy foods that you've been building in your gut to starting your morning again the next day and expelling everything through your system again, because it takes the beautiful stuff that you've been building in your gut and it pushes it out all the way through your system and you lose a lot. So I went on a little bit further on the coffee than I thought I was going to, but it's just something that's been on my mind because we don't want to detox our body every day. That's why I do a detox every quarter instead of doing a detox every day. But I want you to start being connected with your liquids and realizing that since your body is full of water to be able to help things move, this is what I want you to do. I want you to drink one full 8-ounce cup of water before you start your day. Now, the people that see me in the morning, they already know. They're already starting their plan where they know that they are drinking at least one big full of cup before they do anything else. I want you to stick with that. Okay, carbohydrates. I want you to add one seasonal vegetable into your day to help fill up that belly with not overeating, but being able to really bring the insides to strength. When you're eating seasonally, it helps build the carbohydrates and the strength that you need with the energy and the body that you need and the strength inside emotionally and physically. So add a new seasonal vegetable. And what this is going to be doing is absorbing your body better. We've already talked about digestion. So digestion is so important. So you're going to have the food in your mouth, the carbohydrate in your mouth, and you're going to think about it, and you're going to put it in your mouth, and you're going to chew it till it's liquid, and it's going to come through. And to help that happen, you're going to add some good seasonal vegetables. Here's your third action step. You're going to be focused in on eating fat. Now, I want you right now to rid your pantry of non-fat foods as soon as you get off the call. When you're looking for foods, I want you to eat whole foods, as much intact as possible. If you decide to buy something that is packaged up, I want you to be aware that if it says non-fat, it's even further from the natural food that originally was. So even if it says all natural, non-fat, well, it may be non-fat because they've put other ingredients in there to bulk it up, to give them extra salt, extra sugar, to be able to make you have a feeling like you're enjoying it, even though it's non-fat. Now, fat is a thing that makes you feel full, that makes you stop eating when you have the good fat. When you have the bad fat, say an example of fast food, which I don't have any clients that do fast food, but still, as a comparison, the bad fats make you want to eat more. It turns off all those hormones that tell you that you're full. So the good fat would be your olive oil in your salad dressings, would be your coconut oil when you're cooking, and avocado oil. So there's things that you can do that are great, great food. But I want you to rid your pantry of non-fat foods. All right, so you have your 3 steps. I'm going to go back just real quick here. You're going to add one full 8-ounce cup of water before you start your day. Get your fluids in your body. Don't drink coffee first and deplete your system. Get your water in first. Eat your carbohydrates. Add one seasonal vegetable into your day every day. One seasonal vegetable that you were not already doing. Add fat into your diet, but I want you to rid yourself of the non-fat foods. Go through your pantry, get a big bag, and throw it out. All right, so I want you to bring the mirror out and say, mirror, mirror, are you ready to unleash the tremendous power of healing that lies dormant within you? Are you ready to restore balance on all levels of the body, mind, and spirit? All the stuff we talked about today is connected with all 3. So you've come to the right place. And remember that I've shared nothing with you that is theory. We talked specifically about science and what's going on. Also, I've used every single one of these strategies in my personal energy plan, but also my clients have used it too. And that's where I shared Estelle with you. So one thing I want you to take away with you today is I'm not extra special. I do have some extra education to help you. I do not have access to exclusive resources and tools, but I do have signature strategies that I've kind of blended through as we've gone through our process today. So as you see, this has worked for others and this can work for you too. So the obvious question is, how do I get the results now that I've tried in the past to do? First thing is, today I gave you 3 steps. I gave you more knowledge about your digestion, and we're going to talk even further about it in November. It can get complicated and it can get confusing, but as I did it, it's simple and structured. So I'm going to guide you and I'm going to talk to you about something you may need right now. Okay, so I have this thing that I do every season because I know that we deal with the seasonal affective disorder, and I want to make sure that we stay fit and focused. So I want you to learn about this new thing that I have that comes up once a year, and it's called Stay Fit Through the Holiday Season. So all the stuff that I've been teaching you today is encompassed within the process of this 2-week program. And this is where you're going to feel fantastic. You're going to be looking great and you're going to be feeling amazing. And you're going to be fitting into your sexy red dress or that black dress that you love throughout the holiday season. So I want you to go to rhondaliebig.com, holiday coaching program. If you see it down there on the bottom of the screen, that's where I want you to go. And it's going to help you get into the stuff that you learned today, plus you have a coach to help guide you. So this is for you if you're ready to add excitement into your workouts, because we're going to be working out together. We're going to have 2 weeks together. You're going to have bonuses along with it, but you're also going to be ready to learn how to eat to decrease the bloat. So through this month of November, you're going to learn, but starting in December for 2 weeks, I have this plan that's going to help you physically learn step by step. Also, through that, as you've learned, serotonin sits within your system, but you're also going to learn how to stress wrangle so that you don't feel the stress is just there sitting on your shoulders. So this is for you if you're ready to decrease the stress factor. This is for you if you're ready to learn weight loss tools to keep weight off permanently. Now, naturally, our weight does its ebbs and its flows, but weight loss tools that you are going to learn are tools that you're going to take with you every day, and you're going to be able to look at something and make choices. You're going to build yourself emotionally and learn more about yourself so that you can get yourself out of situations where you fall into depression or extra stress. You're also going to learn how to choose better foods by keeping the weight off. So weight off permanently, of course. So the tools that you get are eating support. So first thing is, I'm going to teach you how to eat with no gluten and be satisfied. Also, you're going to be working out and you're going to be getting extra support for your workout so that you're working out 5 days a week, because we want to get that circulation moving, get everything moving so that you have the motivation to keep going. Also, you're going to get holiday stress-free wrangling, which you need, because after November, we have December, and then we have 2016, and then we have the goals that we want to meet. And sometimes people don't believe in goals at the beginning of the year because they always fail. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to get you in the mindset of looking for your future for 2016 and what that should be. So the whole mindset is so important. So these are your steps right now. First thing is truly just be connected with what we learned today and getting the best out of what you learned and knowing the steps and strategies, going back even to this video so that you can revisit what I taught you today. Look at your notes, implement right away. And I want you to look through rhondaliebig.com/holiday coaching program with hyphens in between. I want you to go there and look through, sit with it. Think about how you work through your holiday season, what extra support that you need. Does this program support you for that? And I would say it does. This program was built upon listening to others and what they deal with through the holiday season. This is the 3rd time I've ran this program, and it happens every season. We're going to also work our way away from SAD, which is our seasonal affective disorder, by learning about the gut, by cutting the gluten. by learning how to mentally do strategies to keep ourselves focused, how to add a daily ritual so that we build our personal story before somebody else tells us that we are somebody else. We're going to know who we are. We're strong. We're great people, and that we love ourselves. Now, this changes sometimes when we're not in a good mindset. Now, from step number 2 is I want you to sign up. I want you to click and get yourself signed up. It starts December 1st, and you will need this to keep yourself focused. Now, you can stay within what you cycle every single year, or you can step in and make sure you don't fail so that you can step in, make the changes that you need to make so that you feel spectacular, so that you look great, and that you feel amazing day in, day out, that you feel you can wear the clothes that you want to wear throughout the season, that you don't have that extra 10-pound gain that happens by the end of the year, and that 2016 will be a year that you can start and feel great about yourself. Starts December 1st. Head on over to rhondaliebig.com/holiday-coaching/rhondaliebig.com/holiday coaching program/. I hope you enjoyed your information. Get your strategies going. Sign up for Stay Fit through the holiday season for the Sexy Red Dress. Now, I'm going to catch up with you next week, but hope to see you even sooner on the next page with you signing up for that program. I'll catch up with you soon. You have an insightful day.